Yes. Okay, so David, I've made you host. Good evening, everyone, and you're welcome to Dear Analyst. This is Dear Analyst, and Dear Analyst is the all things webinar for big data science, machine learning, and AI. On this webinar, we discuss all things that's actually got to do with data science and data science. Tuesdays, we talk about rules of engagement, while on Thursdays, we then talk about live labs. Thursdays we actually talk about the hard skills, actually talking about Excel itself, coming not just Excel, Python, different types of different languages or tools you can actually use to analyze data. So this time around today we're actually working with Excel. Apologies. On this webinar, we discuss all things that's actually got to do with data science and data science. Tuesdays we talk about rules of engagement. Apologies, the background noise from YouTube as well. So it just started streaming and it was a little bit late. So today I have my very good friend David. I'm so happy for him coming. Actually, I planned somebody else, but she cancelled. So I said just quickly reach out to David. As I said earlier, Thursdays will not just be only Deji again. This is episode 55. And I'll tell you, I'm being like, I can't go through this again. So I decided to just reach out to David since my friend actually wanted to do it. She canceled. I decided to reach out to David and he just openly said yes. So David, I want to say a very big thank you. I appreciate it and I do not count this lightly. So I'll be turning the class over to you. So class is over to David. David, go ahead and teach us Excel today. David, unmute yourself.
So good evening, everybody.
Yeah, please increase the volume a bit.
Okay, just let me know if everything is.
I think we should just chill a bit before others come because people are really so adamant on coming late.
Okay. So
But I think we should just kick off. We can't keep waiting. This is on YouTube. They can always watch. What do you think? I think we should kick off. It's on YouTube live. They can always watch again. So you're not just shooting on Zoom. We're also shooting on YouTube live. So late persons can then come back and watch again. Okay, so let's go ahead.
There is no problem. Okay, so good morning, good evening, everybody. So we are just talking about Excel, and when Digi called, he said Excel, just let's say beginner of Excel, and we'll be looking at the beginning side of Excel, but also we should understand that Excel is wide, so wide. You can't finish it. And so we're going to just take little things and that will make us more productive at work or at what we do. So I'm not going into in depth. No, just little things. Let me just tell you things, little things Excel can do in the space of 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and we should be able to have something to work with today. So my name is David Abu. So I train Excel, Power BI, and I'm doing a whole lot when it comes to analytics. So we have this sheet. So let's assume that there's this database. This is a database. Let's just assume this is a database, and we have names, we have states, we have company. Okay, so let's change this state to company. Let's make it company. So I guess we can understand that. So this company, and we are trying to say, okay, this person is this company and this is what they earn, and this is their department. So now we're trying to say, just give me one second. Somebody is trying to come into it. So she is asking how, okay. So now when we have something like this, how does Excel work? Let me tell you the first thing that Excel works. Excel works with cells. If you can get a particular cell right, you get all other cells right. That is the first thing. If you can get a particular cell right, you should be able to get all other cells right. It's as simple as that. So how do we use Excel to get better at what we do? Now people say, David, whenever I say Excel, I'm scared because of this cell. But don't be scared about it. It's just a cell. It's just where you should write. Just think that is just where you should write. So don't think about it too much. It's just as simple as that. But how do we make them work? So the first thing I want to teach you, a simple thing. So I compiled some questions that we need to solve. So we have 7 questions that we'll be solving in the next 40 minutes. And those questions lead me to things that I want to talk about. Now, anytime you have a question, please unmute yourself and ask, so that I don't make it get lost. Unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in the chat. Anyone that you think is perfectly fine, you can use that. So the first question I want to ask you in chat, for those who are available in chat, the first question I want to ask you is this: which Excel do you use? What is your version of Excel do you use? First question. You can type it in chat. What is your version of Excel do you use? What version of Excel do you use? At work or on your system? What version? Let me know. Let me know what version of Excel do you use? 2016, 2019. Okay. 2016, 2019. Okay. So let me tell you my own version of Excel. So if I go to File, and I hope everybody is seeing my screen. If I go to File and I go to Account, you will see my own is 365. So let me just type mine, 365. So 365, that is mine. So now there's a difference between 2016, 2019, and 365. Let me explain. 2016 and 2019 are offline version of Excel. Those are offline version of Excel, and is it okay? Yes, it's good. But what it means is this: every update that was done from the beginning of Excel to 2016 is what you have in your Excel 2016. The ones that are done from the beginning of Excel to 2019 is the one that you have in 2019, like Abdulaziz. But for 365 is different. 365 is the updates that are done from the beginning to recent times. So the recent times now have different version. So if you look at mine, I want to know if you are seeing it. When you look at About Excel, I know you can see About Excel now. There is a version. What can you see? If you can type it in the chat, let me know if you can see it. Version, what can you see? Version, there are 4 numbers there. Thank you. Version 2009. Thank you. Now that 2009 means the first 2 numbers is the year, which is year 2020. The second 2 number talks about the month, and 9 means September. So my version of Excel I'm currently using is September 2020. That is how current my Excel is. And remember, Excel is an engine. So now let us now go to the basics, the real work that I want to do. So he says that of name, put numbers there. So let me go to my workstation. Can you see this Excel over here? Excel. So when it's to list, so there's sometimes in Excel. Let me ask you, how do we list? Imagine we have 1 to 1,000. Will you be writing 1, 2? Let me go up. 1, 2, then 3, 4. Is that how we are going to do it, or what do you think? You can unmute yourself and talk. I want it to be interactive as possible.
So this is Daniel. If you
okay, Daniel.
So you enter 1 in the first cell, then 2 in the second cell.
Yeah.
And you hold the both of them.
Good.
And then you just double click on that icon.
Exactly. As simple as that. So whenever you have, please, your audio. I can hear. Can anybody hear me? Let me know. I think I am still on loud.
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I can hear you, David.
Okay, good. So let me know, Deji. Deji, I think I'm loud enough.
Yes, I can hear you now. You were a bit faint. Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. So now we have done the first one. Simple. Let me go back again. Let me do it again. Thank you, Daniel. So I do 1. I click enter. I do 2. Let me tell you, I've suffered this thing before. As simple as this is, it's too simple. No. Funny enough, I was working in a bank when I suffered this thing. So I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was what I was writing until I got to 300. So that is how it is. So as simple as that. So when you write 1, you write 2, you just click the first one and you put your shift down, click the second one, Go down a little bit. You are going to see a plus sign like cross. Then just click. Can you unmute that person, please? Unmute that person, please. Oh, please unmute. Okay, good. So now that is the first work. We've been able to do the first work. So I'm going to come here and type down. Now the next one is writing this properly. I'm going to go to my workstation. Does anybody know how we are going to do this? Writing the names properly. How do we write this name properly? What is the fastest way? Remember, I am not teaching you. I'm not teaching you like I want you to know something. No, I want productivity. I want you to be fast with what you do, not necessarily you have to do them one by one. No, fast. What is the fastest method to do this? What is the quickest method to do this? How do we write it? Do you notice something? What is the problem with the names? Can somebody give me problems with the names? What do you think is our problem with the name? Anybody?
There's space. I think there are more than there's more space in between the names.
Exactly. Do you have any other thing that is issue with it?
And some names are not proper. That's the first name. Or the names are the beginning of the letter is small letter.
Good. Good. So now let me ask you, if we want to use a function to do it, which function do you think will help us do it?
Proper.
So proper will give us for the names to be properly written, but for the spacing, what should we, how will it work? Which function help us for space?
I think we can use delimitation or something.
Okay, so now delimitation is not a function, it's a tool. So you need to know the difference between a function and a tool. So functions are the ones that start with equal to, but tools are the ones that we click, text to column, they are tools. We have duplicates, remove duplicate, they are tools. All those are tools. But now let's look at a function. We're going to do it two different ways. And we're going to see how it's being done. Now, if you're looking at a function, there are ways to do a function. Functions are so easy to do if you know what you're trying to do. So now, I'm going to now teach you how we do a function. So what is the shortcut for a function? What is the shortcut for a function? Shortcut for a function? Shortcut for a function? So now let me tell you, shortcut for a function is Shift F3. Shift F3. Shift F3 is a function for is the shortcut for a function. Shift F3. Oh, okay, something is wrong somewhere. Okay, Shift F3 is a function, is a shortcut for a function, Shift F3. So now the question is, if you see what I have here, remember we're looking for a function that helps us with what? Spaces. Spacing. So now I'm going to go into my site for a function. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to write space. Because that is a keyword. I'm looking for a keyword that will help me explain the function I'm looking for. So now I'm going to write spaces. Or let me just put space. And I'm click go. Make like click go. This comes out for me. I have len, MPV, and trim. So if I look at len, it says return the number of characters in a text string. That's what we're looking for. I look at MPV, it says return the net present value of an investment. Oh, that is not even what we are looking for. If I click trim, it says remove all space from a text string except for single space between words. So what is our answer, everybody? What is our answer? Which one do you think we are looking for? Which one is our answer? Which one is our answer from the three of them? Len, MPV, and space. Len, MPV, and space.
Trim is our answer.
Trim is our answer. Good. So we click trim. Good. Trim. And we click OK. But remember, we are trying to also remove. We are still trying to write it properly to be clean. Now we have to bring in a proper function. I think it was Daniel who gave us proper function. So we are going to do proper function. I'm going to type proper inside it. That's another function again. writing a function inside another function. We are combining them together. I open my brackets. Make like I open my brackets. I'm going to click which one do I want to use. I want to put, I want it to be removed. I want to clean. Then I click it. I close the brackets. When I close the bracket, the answer, my formula result is already out. For those who use Excel well, my formula result is already out. Then I click OK. Then when I click down, all my answers are correct. Should I go back? Should I go back? So if we get it that way, that is simple because we are using functions. We are using functions. So now, okay, good. Let me go back again. Let me do it again. So now the first thing I want to do is this. I'm writing my, what is the shortcut I said for you to do your function? I do my shift F3. So I do shift F3 again. I remove my search functions, those type a brief description, I remove it. Then I put in the keyword I'm looking for. What is the keyword? I'm looking for space. Then I click go. It gives me trim. I click my trim. I click OK. Because I want to put two functions together. That is why I am putting proper. I open my bracket again. I click this. I click the cell I want to work on. Then I close brackets and I click OK. Remember what I said from the beginning. I said, if you get a cell right, you will get all other cells correctly. So I've gotten one cell right. Then if I double click, everything gets cleaned up. And that is how you use function. That's how you use function. But let me tell you something. Let's now assume that, but that is function. But I want to use another one that is fast, that will help us solve it in another, like let's say 5 seconds. Let me put another way. In another 5 seconds, I want to do that. In another 5 seconds, let us solve it. So now I want it up. Okay, don't let me do it this way because let me do it another way around. I'm going to delete this back. I'll delete this. Then I'm going to write it here. Now, the first one we did was function, a function way. But I want to do another way. So it's called flash fill. So now let me do it. This is how we're going to do it. You need to give it an example. So what is the example? Example of the correct way you want it to be. So I'm going to write Okezie, then Ikezu. I'm going to write it full. When I'm done writing it full, I'm going to click enter. Immediately I click enter, I'm going to type the first one, which is B. But immediately I click Babajide, look at what happens. Every other thing removes the spacing. It's going to clear everything that it needs to clear. Sometimes it might not clear very fast. Sometimes it clears very fast, which is maybe there are still some things that it needs to check and everything like that. So you have to look at it. Sometimes I might want to write it in another form. Either you want to write it in all cap or you want to write it in small caps. Depending on all you want to, the way you want to write, you can put it that way and solve it. So depending on that way, if you look at it, the preview already has shown the answers already. Some of them are still not correct, but in a way, but it's supposed to have given us the answer. So we click enter, it has removed actually the space, but it really didn't work on the capital letters and the small letters that we needed to work in. So we can also check it and clean that up. So let me do it again. Let me see if it's going to work perfectly this fine. Sometimes it just does that a little bit. Sometimes it does that. Let me see if it's going to work this time. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to write Okezie and Pezu. Then I write Babajide. Okay, good. Yes, it works perfectly now. So do you now see it now? Everything has capital letters. The first letter has capital letters and everything is correct. So this is how we work using flash fill. So which one do you think is faster, flash fill or functions? Which one do you think is faster, or which one do you think is cool, functions or flash fill? You can type it in the chat. Type in the chat, which one do you think is cool, functions or flash fill? And in flash fill, if it is 1,000 names, it solves the same way in 1 second or 10 seconds. When you just write the first one, that is how it just works. It works perfectly that way. Okay, so thank you, Abdulaziz. That is flash fill. So now, but these are not next question. So we've solved this. We've solved this already. Then the next one we want to solve is this. They said that we should bring their calendar. They said we should bring our salary from database. We should bring salary from So now they said that we should bring the salary from database. Bring the salary from database. So where's our database? So now we are going to go to our database. Now this is our database. This is the full database that we have, but we just have few of them here in our workstation. But now, can somebody tell me, how do we bring the salary here and bring it to this point? So the salary for Okezie, the salary for Babajide, how do we bring both of them? How do we bring the salary down here? Does anybody have the idea? Anybody with an idea? How do we bring it? How do we bring it? Does anybody have an idea? How do we bring salary? Salary is in the database sheet, but they said we should bring it into the workstation. So now we currently have Okezie earning 18 million naira. How do we make Okezie here? We put 18 million naira. We can't start typing everything one after the other. It's going to take us how many minutes? It doesn't make sense. What should we do? Does anybody have any idea what we should do?
Okay.
Okay, somebody said index match or X lookup. Okay, good. So now, since we are trying to do a beginner class, I would not really want us to go into index match so that we don't get some people get confused. Okay, Daniel, you say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I'm not pretty sure it's the longer I did it, but I think if you put equal to here on that salary, then you click on the
database.
The database.
Okay. And click the salary.
Yes. Then click
and click enter. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I will now double click here, Abi.
I'm not sure about that one.
So how do we do the one for Babajide? So I'll go again. I'll click, do double equals to, go to database and go and look for Babajide. And God that wants to help us a lot. Babajide is actually not the second name. So we have to go and look for Babajide now. So Babajide is here. I've seen Babajide. I'll click enter. Then I'll go and look for Udom again. No, it's not efficient.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not efficient. So, okay, so the function that we're going to use is this. We're going to use the VLOOKUP. So now for VLOOKUP, there are some things that we should know in VLOOKUP before we do VLOOKUP. First of all, so that you don't make mistakes, there are two tables that we currently have. The workstation table that is not complete, database table that is what? Complete. The workstation table that is not complete, and the database the database data that is complete. The first thing that you do is when you're doing a VLOOKUP or an XLOOKUP or an index or match, anyone that you're doing, always try to name the complete one. Always try to name the complete table. So how will I name this table? I'm going to do Control A, and I'm going to name it. So let me say it already, but let me name it again. I'm going to name it state again. State. I click enter. your name box, you name it in your name box. You write everything and name in your name box. Then I go to my workstation and start. So I'm going to do my equals to VLOOKUP tab. Immediately I click my tab, I have my VLOOKUP open already. Then I will do my Control A. So now this is your function argument box. Every function has that. Remember when we're doing our trim and proper, it also have its own where we wrote proper inside it. So every function has the function argument box. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is this, is asking us for lookup value. Now, always remember, your lookup value will always be in your left-hand corner of your data, both in your complete and your incomplete data. It's always be in your left-hand side. So now let me cancel it first. We are looking for salary. When we go to database, remember, this is our names. These are our names. It's in the left-hand corner. But our salary is in which column? What is the number of columns that we have? We have 4 columns here. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. What is our salary? Column what is our salary?
Column C.
Column C, which is number what? Number what? Give me the number of C.
3.
Number 3, exactly. So when we go to our workstation and want to start, so that we don't make mistakes, we do your VLOOKUP again, tab, Control A. Now our lookup value is OKZA. Then I'm going to click OKZA. Then our table array, remember our table array is the complete one that we've named. The lookup value is the data that we are looking for, which is not complete itself. So we are looking for OKZA in our database, our full complete data. So I'm going to go to my database, but remember that we gave it a name. How do we activate those names out? If you want to write it down, to activate a name in a function argument or from a name box, you click your F3. F3. Your F3 key, you click it. Immediately you click it, you are going to see state there. You have seen the state, the name that we gave it, state. I'm going to click state and I'll click OK. Then remember that the next one is column index number. So what is our column index number? Column index number says that what we are looking for, what is the number? Remember, we are looking for salary. What is the number of our salary? Remember, what's our salary, our column number for salary?
3.
3. So I'm going to type 3 there. So now our range lookup is asking us for range lookup. So what is range lookup? Range lookup means that 0 or 1. 0 means that you give the exact match. 1 means that a range of answers. 0 also means false. 1 means true. But what we are looking for is the exact. So what are we going to write there? 0 or 1, since we are looking for the exact. 0 or 1, we're going to write 0. So I'm going to type 0. You make like type 0. So let me see. Okay, 0, yes. So let me see. Okay, good. So have you seen? Our result is there already. Then what I will do is I'll just double click down. Simple. It gives us all our salary for every one of them. So this is VLOOKUP. This is how we do VLOOKUP. And all our answers are there already. Now the real thing there is now that the next question is this: we are able to do our VLOOKUP. As simple as that. So I know that if you can watch the YouTube again, you can still get it because of time. So now if you look, then we have department, just the same thing that we did for salary. But this time, our department is what? Our department is so what's our column index number for departments now? What are we going to write by doing it?
4.
4, good. So let us just do that very first. Then equals to VLOOKUP tab. Do my Control A. Now my column, my lookup value is OKZA again. My column index number is database. Then remember, I'll click F3. Then I'll still click my state and click OK. My column index number now is 4. Then I'll do 0. Then I'll click OK. So all the departments are there already. Simple as that. Does anybody have any question for now? Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, no question. So now, the next thing is now our first name. So remember the way we did that sign that we use flash view. Now we're going to use flash view to solve this very fast. So just write only all the first name. So I'm going to write this here, which is our first name. I click enter and write Babajide. Immediately all first name comes out. Then surname, the same thing. The same thing. So immediately all surname comes out. So no matter the number that you have, your flash view will give you a space of seconds. We'll solve this full first name and surname in space of 8 seconds, just seconds. Just seconds. So let us go back to our work now. So we've done the salary. We've done salary. Now let me ask you a shortcut. Remember this, don't be writing done. I want a shortcut to give me this. What will I do? Shortcut. Does everybody know? I want done to be done today. In our number 3. Yeah, in number 3. What is the shortcut? Let me ask you. Anybody? Is it done? Does anybody know?
I think you can type D, then the other ones will come up.
Yeah, so apart from that, you just do Control D. Control D will duplicate it for you. Control D just duplicate it for you. Very fast. Just do Control D, it duplicates it for you. So now let's go to the next one. It says count the number of names in PDP. Count the number of names in APC. What function will help us count the numbers of names in PDP? The numbers of names in APC. Anybody? 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 What function? So we have to count. Oh, if this is PDP, count it. If it is APC, count it. So let us start with our Shift F3 again. Our Shift F3 again. So this time I want to count, but we don't only count it. We are counting because that's a condition. So it says that you have to count if it is PDP. You have to count if it is what? APC. So for us to be correct,
I think we can use some if.
Sum if. So we are not summing, we are counting. So instead of summing, it becomes what, Daniel?
Okay, count if.
Exactly. It will be count if. So now, but how do we get count if? So when we type count here, it gives us go. So now what is count if? We have count if here already. So count of cell within a range that means a given condition. So the condition is that whenever it is PDP, that is when it should what? It should count. So we click OK. There are two things it's asking us. It's asking us for range. It's asking us for criteria. What is range? Range is that what is the numbers of cells that we want to count. Where is the range? Where is all the location is? I'm going to go to where PDP is and highlight all of them. So to highlight very fast your Excel is Control Shift down. Control Shift down. So highlight very fast. Control Shift down. So that is the range of places that we have all the departments. Then we go to the next one. It says what is our criteria? It means what are we saying we want to count? So when you count PDP, whenever you are writing a function or you are writing something in a text within a function argument, you always put your apostrophe up. We call it a double quote. Yeah, I think it's double quote, something like that. So you put double quote and write PDP. Finish. That's what you are doing. Then you click OK. So where did I write my 12? Where is my 12 coming for now? My 12 has appeared. Okay, it's here actually, but let me see. So why did you give me my answers? I'm coming. Okay, my answer is actually there. Sorry. So let me just okay, so that is it. So that is 12. PDB, that is 12. So now, how do we now count the one for APC? How do we count the one for APC? The same thing. We also count it. This time we won't just go, we'll go right out, we'll go to another route. Then we do control A. So what is our range again? Our range is simple. We highlight them again, control shift down to highlight. Then what is our criteria? We write it again, APC. And we click OK. So that is 9. So it means 9. Simple. So if you want to now sum them together, our normal summing, you want to sum them together, it's so simple. We do our what? Your equals to sum. Click your tab. You click this as your first number. Put your comma. Click this as your second number. Close it. And click enter. That is yours, 21. So we have total number of 21. Now there's another shortcut. Look at your salary here beneath here. Your salary beneath. Let's assume we want to type the total salary that everybody is earning in this company. There's a shortcut for it. For sum. For auto sum. A shortcut for auto sum. Instead of you doing your equals to sum, there's a shortcut. It's called auth equals to. What did I say? Auth equals to. Auth equals to. So your auth and equals to, then you click enter. I've gotten everything already. This is it. I've gotten it very fast. Just auth equals to, very fast. You are done. Auth equals to, very fast. You are done. So you can play with it in your own private Excel. Just put your auth equals to. When you do that, your sum comes already. Then you just click enter. Then you get your salary, the sum of all salaries. So we've done this. We've done this, and we'll be able to work on it. But now, then the next question is, it says analyze the database using ideas. Now, remember I'm talking about, it says that we should go to database and analyze. So remember, from the beginning, I said the Office that you are using, you have Office 2019, Office 2016, but Office 365 is more giant than others. But I don't know if Office 2019 might have, but Office 365 is online subscription. It works online. Currently, I'm online working. So it says that we should use ideas. If you look by my far right, you will see something called ideas. Ideas. Now, ideas is the AI tool of pivot table. Ideas is the AI tool of pivot table. So now it wants to help us do your normal pivot table. You go to insert, you click pivot table, you start doing analysis. But imagine that something can help you do your pivot table without you doing anything. And it help you do your analysis. So let us try it. So we're going to click ideas. Ideas will start rolling. I know you can see my screen. Ideas will start rolling. Can you see? It has already given us some things. That's given us some things already. And you're going to see rolling by department. It's already giving us starting by department. It's already giving us different millions and so many things. So see, can you see how simple it is? It's already giving us, so because this is not really like a sales table, you have seen the power of really of these ideas. So, but let us just use one. I use this one. I click on insert pivot table. When I click on insert pivot table, can you see it now? It comes in a pivot table format. If you see it, can you see? It comes in a pivot table format. Can you see it? So this is pivot table, as simple as it is. But I started it from ideas. So that is how powerful ideas is. Does anybody have any question as regard ideas? Because of our time, something that you can explore, just write it down. Ideas in Excel, something that you can explore more. Ideas in Excel, so you can just explore more. Does anybody have any question? Okay, so without no question, let us just go to the last thing for the night and let's see. So what is the last thing for the night that they said we should do? They said we should find the birth rate of Ghana and Gambia. But it's not in our workstation, neither is it in our database. Does anybody have an idea? How can we look that? Or can somebody just Google it out or something? Or how are we going to solve that? we are doing Excel class, but they told us that we should find the birth rate of Ghana and Gambia. Does that make sense? Let's see, it doesn't really make sense, but this is Excel. So Excel has grown. So funny enough, I can look at stock prices in Excel. I can know the governor of any state in Excel, in this same Excel. So now let's play with Excel a little bit. Let us play with Excel. So now they said birth rate of Ghana and Gambia. So I'm going to type them: Ghana, Gambia. Let us just go forward and put South Africa and Nigeria. Now I want to look at their birth rate. So let's just type birth rate here. Birth rate. So how do we get this? How do we understand this? How are we going to understand this? So now, if you go to your data tab, the new type of Excel has different type of data types. So now, data types that we have in Excel has always been numbers, we have text, and all those. But Excel has passed that now. We now have something like stock and geography. So now, when I highlight them, I'm going to go to my geography and click geography because it talks about location. I'm going to click geography. So this is the last thing that we're doing. I'm going to click geography. Look at something, it has changed. This thing wasn't there before. If you notice, something has changed. It has changed to a data type. Now, I'm going to still highlight them. But you are going to see an icon here, It has insert data. It's called extracting data out. Then I'm going to click it. Do you see? Then you have so many things that I can look at about any country. So now I want to look at birth rate. That is the work that I said we should do. Look at birth rate. I'm going to click birth rate. So see our birth rate. See birth rate everywhere. This is our birth rate. I can now click on it and say, oh, can somebody give me something that we should look at? Let's see, something that we should look at. Anybody? Anything that we should look at? Huh?
GDP.
I can't hear you. Okay, GDP, good, GDP. So just to be GDP, I think so. GDP. Okay, is there GDP here? Yes. Oh, coming. Yes, there's GDP here. So see the GDP that we have in each of the countries. That is our full GDP. Can you see our full GDP? So now there I can still highlight again. I want to look at, let's say, our population, of fatality rate. What's our fatality rate? See, that's our fatality rate. So if I want to say, okay, I want to look at what again? Our calling code is still there. I want to look at what again? Oh, okay. So they said time is up. Time is up. So thank you very much. I hope we learned something. That way we can also use Excel and become more productive. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So I hope you've learned something.
Thank you so much. Yeah, David, thank you so much for coming on a very short notice. I really appreciate it. I hope today's class was really, really worth it for everybody who actually joined in. I want to say a very big thank you for everybody for coming. I hope you actually learned a thing or two, because the agreement with David was 45 minutes and it's 45 minutes on dots. We have to let him go. So I want to say a very big thank you. Yes, I'm happy. Yes, Isaac, thanks so much for the feedback. That was actually worth your time. Don't worry, there's going to be, it's an Excel series. You get, I've been talking to a whole lot of persons collecting feedback and the likes. We'll have an Excel series, we'll have a Power BI series, different persons, different tricks, different briefs or stuff to solve, different things. So keep watching. And if you miss it, in case you missed it, it's still always on YouTube. So it will take 3 hours for you to be able to watch it, because we are shooting live on YouTube, and you not take 3 hours Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Next week, we'll also be having another Excel class as well too. I want to say a very big thank you for everybody. Daniel, always on time. Thank you. Bode, thanks for coming. Isaac for coming. Mohammed Usman, thank you so much for coming. And good night. It's Mohammed's first time on the show. Thank you so much, everybody, and good night. David, please end the meeting from your side. You are still the host, so please end the meeting. David.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm ending it now.
Thank you.